U.S. to use FDPR rule on Chinese buyers of AI and supercomputing chips. The Washington Post. The United States is preparing to use a draconian export ban called the Foreign Direct Product Rule to deprive China of advanced computing chips. The Biden administration is preparing new rules aimed at curbing China's advanced computing and chip production capabilities, the U.S. government's most significant effort to date to restrain China's Dev. Plus 4315 Chars. Trump's COVID Superman fantasy. Ted Cruz is taking back America on a bus and Jimmy Kimmel's new Crocs. Jimmy Kimmel Live. Null. Your browser isn't supported anymore. Update it to get the best YouTube experience and our latest features. Learn more. Refuting annexation. Ukrainian forces push on from Lyman toward Luhansk. The Washington Post. With Moscow mobilizing 300,000 or more new soldiers, Kyiv is pushing to recapture as much occupied territory as possible before Russia's reinforcements arrive. Lyman, Ukraine. The Ukrainian soldiers waved, hooted and raised their fists in triumph as they drove out of the strategic eastern city of Lyman. On Monday, riding M113 armored personnel vehicles Provid. Plus 8795 Chars. Impotence drugs that may kill off cancer cells could boost survival rates. Daily Mail. Drugs routinely used to treat erectile dysfunction could boost survival rates in people with certain cancers by making their treatment more effective. Drugs routinely used to treat erectile dysfunction could boost survival rates in people with certain cancers by making their treatment more effective. Researchers at Southampton University have found. Plus 4409 Chars. Live coverage. SpaceX scrubs Falcon 9 launch attempt in California. Spaceflight now. Spaceflight now. Null. Live coverage of the countdown and launch of a Falcon 9 rocket from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California with 52 Starlink Internet satellites. Text updates will appear automatically below. There. Plus 52 Chars. FMIA Week 4. Hurts at home in Philly. Players and parents on football safety. And the case for Aaron Donald. Pro Football Talk. NBC Sports. Philadelphia. 50-something degrees. Winds blowing 20 or 30 miles an hour. Raining sideways. Down 14-0. Jalen Hurts said an hour after the remnants of Hurricane Ian had played havoc with a football game here, he could have continued this way. We're Philadelphia 50-something degrees. Winds blowing 20 or 30 miles an hour. Raining sideways. Down 14-0. Jalen Hurts said an hour after the remnants of Hurricane Ian had played havoc with a foo. Plus 60628 Chars. More Galaxy S23 details emerge. And they bring some good news. Sam Mobile. Samsung News. Renders of Samsung's next flagship series, the Galaxy S23, were recently leaked, showing us the design for all three models. Renders of Samsung's next flagship series, the Galaxy S23, were recently leaked, showing us the design for all three models. That wasn't the first Galaxy S23 leak, though, and it certainly won't be the plus 1824 Chars. Dow Jones surges 765 points to start new stock market rally attempt. What to do now? Investors Business Daily. Dow Jones futures were higher ahead of Tuesday's open. A rally attempt started Monday, as the Dow Jones Industrials surged 765 points. Dow Jones futures were higher ahead of Tuesday's open. A new stock market rally attempt started Monday, as the Dow Jones Industrial Average surged 765 points. Stock market today. On Monday, the Dow plus 7411 chars. Michelle Phillips, Carney Wilson, Chynna Phillips and more honor Mama, Cass Elliot. Daily Mail. 48 years after her passing, Mama, Cass Elliot finally received a long-overdue star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, with singer Michelle Phillips on hand to honor her. 48 years after her passing, Mama, Cass Elliot finally received a long-overdue star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, with singer Michelle Phillips on hand to honor her. The singer, best known for her plus 3942 chars. North Korea launches missile over Japan, sending residents to shelter. CNN. Japan urged residents to take shelter early Tuesday morning after North Korea fired at least one ballistic missile over the north of the country in an escalation of Pyongyang's missile tests that prompted immediate backlash from Tokyo. Japan urged residents to take shelter early Tuesday morning after North Korea fired at least one ballistic missile over the north of the country in an escalation of Pyongyang's missile tests that prom. plus 3227 chars. Is COVID-19 hurting your heart? A new study finds cardiac muscle damage in COVID patients. Salon. The SARS-CoV-2 virus may damage some patients' hearts. A study in immunology suggests. Null. Telescope in Chile spots huge debris trail from NASA's asteroid crash test. Gizmodo. A new image shows a roughly 6,000-mile trail of debris in the aftermath of the historic DART test. Last week, NASA's DART spacecraft intentionally crashed into Dimorphos, a petite moonlet orbiting the larger asteroid Didymos. Now, a telescope on the ground in Chile has imaged the massive plume cray. Plus 2323 chars. Rams Bobby Wagner. Tack McKinley destroy, Monday Night Football, streaker. New York Post. A streaker on Monday Night Football took his life into his hands. A streaker on Monday Night Football took his life into his own hands. A man went streaking during the second quarter of the Monday Night Football game between the San Francisco 49ers and Los Angeles. Plus 1076 chars. Surprise. Fortnite servers will be down for maintenance earlier than expected. GamePro. It was a sudden announcement. The Fortnite servers have gone down early in preparation for update 22.10 on October 4. Ahead of Fortnite's latest update, the Epic Games team shut off the game servers. The maintenance suddenly happened tonight, and the team has announced that they will not return until sometime in the plus 1849 chars. Buffett's likely successor buys $68 million of Berkshire stock. Barron's. Greg Abel, a Berkshire Hathaway vice chairman, made the open market purchases on Thursday. Berkshire Hathaway. Vice Chairman Greg Abel, the likely successor to CEO Warren Buffett, bought about $68 million of the company's shares last Thursday in what appears to be his first purchases of +323 Chars. Hilaria. Alec Baldwin share portrait with all 7 kids. Baldwinito Dream Team, page 6. In the sweet image, the brood's happy parents, who have been married since June 2012, can be seen sitting on a bed, surrounded by their kids. Baldwin. Table for 9. Quote, Alec and Hilaria Baldwin just revealed a family portrait showing all 7 of their children. Our first photo with the smallest Baldwins. What a Baldwinito dream team. +3110 Chars. Wisconsin to pay fired football coach Paul Chryst an $11 million buyout, ESPN. Paul Chryst, who had approximately $20 million left on his contract, will receive a reduced payout after being fired by Wisconsin on Sunday. Former Wisconsin football coach Paul Chryst will receive a reduced buyout of $11 million. The school said Monday. Chryst, fired Sunday following a 2-3 start to the season, had approximately $20 million, +1015 Chars. Scientists successfully create diamonds out of bottle plastic, SciTech Daily. A research team utilizes laser flashes to replicate the interior of ice planets, which inspires a new method of creating tiny diamonds. What transpires inside planets like Uranus and Neptune? An innovative experiment was carried out to find out by a global team. By Helmholtz Zentrum Dresden-Rossendorf, October 3, 2022. In the experiment, a thin sheet of simple PET plastic was shot with a laser. The strong laser flashes that hit the foil-like material sample Bre. +7614 Chars. Jalen Hurts joins the Manning cast on MNF to talk Eagles' 4-0 start, Week 4 NFL. Check out our other channels. NFL Mundo https www.youtube.com/mundanflenfl Brazil https www.youtube.com/c/NFL Brazil officialful UK https www.youtube.com/ch null. The 2023 Audi R8 Coupe V10 GT RWD is one hell of a goodbye, Jalopnik. Lighter, angrier and faster than its forebears, this final edition of Audi's mid-engine supercar is a fond farewell to the naturally aspirated V10. Audi's R8 has been an incredibly long-serving and successful mid-engine supercar for sensible people who own dental practices or accounting firms. It's somehow as face-meltingly fast as its twin. VL +1601 Chars. South Korea's Naver to buy US e-commerce site Poshmark for $1.2 billion, CNBC. The companies said the deal will deepen Naver's reach in online retail, while allowing Poshmark to expand into international markets. South Korean internet giant Naver is acquiring US retailer Poshmark for roughly $1.2 billion. The companies announced Monday. Poshmark shares popped as much as 14% in extended trading. Naver is +1314 Chars. Kaylee Cuoco and Johnny Galecki fell in love filming This Big Bang Theory scene. Yahoo! Entertainment. Kaylee Cuoco and Johnny Galecki dated from 2006 to 2008 while filming The Big Bang Theory. Kaylee Cuoco and Johnny Galecki as Penny and Leonard on The Big Bang Theory. Photo CBS via Getty Images. Kaylee Cuoco and Johnny Galecki open up about their off-screen romance like they never have been. +6653 Chars. Zelensky hits back as Elon Musk sets up Twitter poll on annexed areas of Ukraine, The Guardian. Outrage and condemnation over billionaire's suggestions including formally making Crimea part of Russia. Ukraine outrage and condemnation over billionaire's suggestions including formally making Crimea part of Russia. Guardian staff and agencies. Elon Musk has prompted an online row with Ukraine's president. +2968 Chars. Up to 1 in 7,000 American teens suffered heart inflammation after their COVID vaccine. Daily Mail. The condition, which is mild for most but can cause a recurrent heart palpitation in rare cases, was most common after the second dose. Researchers at Kaiser Permanente found thousands of American teenagers may have suffered heart inflammation after getting a COVID jab. A study suggests researchers found up to 1 in 7,000 boys aged 12 to 15 years old developed myocarditis. +5102 Chars. Wisconsin to pay fired football coach Paul Chryst an $11 million buyout, ESPN. Paul Chryst, who had approximately $20 million left on his contract, will receive a reduced payout after being fired by Wisconsin on Sunday. Former Wisconsin football coach Paul Chryst will receive a reduced buyout of $11 million. The school said Monday. Chryst, fired Sunday following a 2-3 start to the season, had approximately $20 mil. +1015 Chars. Microsoft has launched a website to explain its Activision Blizzard acquisition. Windows Central explains benefits for the deal as regulatory approval nears. Less than greater than Lee greater than Microsoft creates a dedicated web page for its ongoing Activision Blizzard acquisition for $68.7 billion. Less than Lee greater than Lee greater than the website provides updates, quotes, and charts related to the deal. Less than Lee greater than Lee greater than. +1979 Chars.